Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
This is my boomstick.
Here's Johnny.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Righteous! Righteous! Yeah!
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Houston, we have a problem.
The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Those Film Nerds podcast. My name is Will Spalding, and as always, I am joined by Sam Dierberger. Sam, what is happening? What's up?
We're trudging through the spring. We are working our way towards the summer blockbuster season, and it's weird to say, but we are a week away from the Oscars. Now less than a week away, 6 days. So yeah, here we are in April.
In April, a week away from the Oscars. That's weird to say. And tangentially related to that, Sam, we have exciting news about Those Film Nerds. But we'll save that for the end of the episode. So stick around till then.
Yeah.
The news that we're both really excited about.
But yeah, we're pretty hyped. Hyped.
But for now, this week we're gonna do a light amount of industry news. We're gonna, there's not much going on this week in terms of new movies, so we're gonna do. I know we did one of these maybe August or something.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do another, what we've been watching recently, just kind of leave it up to a free flow conversation of whatever. And then obviously give our big announcement at the end. And I don't think we'll do recommendations for the week. We'll talk about plenty, so that I think we're fine enough as we are. But Sam, let's talk some industry news first. And I know you have a bit, so let's hear.
Oh, do I have a bit? And it's also related to what I'll go into in a little bit about what I've been watching recently. But
Perfect.
Oh my goodness! So last week we talked about updates to the Indiana Jones 5 project, and we found out that they had casted Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who we're told is very talented. I don't know. We're just gonna trust the critics on this one.
I'll follow blindly.
Well, I'll follow blindly. I mean, she's got a hyphenated last name. She must be talented.
She must be.
We know nothing about Phoebe Waller-Bridge, which is fine. But this week we got hit with a heavy cast member who has joined the project, and that would be a Mr. Mads Mikkelsen. Has joined the cast of Indiana Jones 5. Finally, we have a heavy hitter, someone to, I guess, I don't know, bring something to bring something to life. Not that Harrison can't carry it, but Harrison Ford is 78 years old.
Yes. Yeah.
So what do we make of this, Will?
Well, I don't know about you, but I love Mads Mikkelsen. He is such a great actor, and underappreciated for sure. And I mean, maybe a bit early to call, but he's got to be the villain, right?
Right, he has to be. It's the only way.
I would love to see Mads, some evil scientist type thing, archaeologist that's after the thing they're after for the wrong reasons, and he's just gonna be great. And this is such a great universe for him. Oh, and he's fantastic. He's so great. So I'm totally in on this.
We're talking. I mean, he can pull off just about any accent too. So you got to think is he gonna be a Russian?
He could totally be a Russian. Oh my gosh, yes.
He totally could. He's got the face for it. He's I mean, he's perfect. He really is. I didn't even
Yeah.
think of him when I was going through my cast list. Like, who should they cast? I don't know, because we know nothing about the story. But yeah, when I saw this news, I was like, oh, that's perfect. That makes so much sense. Finally.
Yeah. I'm just reading through like comments on the internet, and most people are saying the same thing I am, and he's got to be the villain, so that'll be cool. And yeah, he adds a certain prowess to that cast that might have been lacking before.
Yes.
So that's great news. I feel like him and James Mangold, have they worked together before?
I don't know. I'm looking at his at Mad's filmography right now. I'm trying to figure that out. It seems
I don't think so. Okay, I wasn't sure.
I don't think they have, no.
Okay, well,
But he's been busy lately though. Holy
oh my
cow.
gosh, yeah. I mean, he was, another round this past year, and he's got Chaos Walking. Are you kidding me? Like, great movie.
He was the mayor, man. The mayor.
I know. Such a titular character. He was. I don't know if we talked about this, but he was cast as Johnny Depp's replacement in the Fantastic Beasts franchise, the kind of Harry Potter spinoff.
Yes.
Probably so a villain there. I mean, we've seen him play multiple villains, Casino Royale. So
Rogue One. So he's a part of the Star Wars,
Harry Potter,
Marvel,
Marvel,
Harry Potter, like literally the four of the biggest movie franchises in the history of cinema.
Yeah, so he's in Marvel, Star Wars, Harry Potter, Indiana Jones, and James Bond. I mean, those might be the 5 biggest. Like,
that is absurd. That's not too shabby for a Danish actor.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Who also is in serious movies which get nominated for Oscars too. So
yes.
Good for him.
He's never been nominated, has he?
I don't think so, but he seems like the guy who will finish his career with 3 Oscar nominations and a win or something,
Yeah, something like that. That seems deserved.
We're still waiting. The issue is he's the only like really super serious roles he's in is movies with Thomas Vinterberg, which are all foreign, which he just, it'd be tougher to get nominated for.
Right. But, with another round, presumably, winning this year for best international feature, we could see kind of that talent finally getting recognized in American culture.
I hope so.
Similar to what we saw with Parasite. I mean, I think after they win the award, we're going to see a lot of kind of more casual film goers going to see another round, because it is a good time, as we've talked about. Like, it's a really fun movie, and maybe people will be able to look past the subtitles. Maybe, just maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great movie. Another round is, so definitely check that out.
Absolutely.
What else? Do you have any other thoughts here, Sam, on Indy 5 or Mads?
Oh, I always have thoughts on Indy 5. I mean, God, I just don't know where they're gonna. I want to know where they're taking the story. I really do.
Yeah. So, do you know, like, so what year is this? 2022?
Yeah, I think we talked about this last week. So we're looking at 2022.
Okay.
Crystal Skull, which we don't like to talk about, but it happened. Came out in 2008. It was set in 1957. Okay. So 2008, we're thinking 14 years ago by the time we hit Indy 5. So we're looking at late 60s, early 70s. What the hell is happening in late 60s, early 70s? We kind of have the Cold War. We have Nixon, Watergate. I don't know. Something there, maybe. Panama Canal. Like
Yep.
all this, this is where my thought process is at. Like something, I don't want to go back to the Amazon. I want to go back to something European.
Agreed. Yeah. Sam, I want your thoughts on this too. I mean, it does say fifth and final Indiana Jones movie. If there were a reboot,
Oh no.
what would your thoughts be on that?
It's not gonna. Well, first you have to understand that I think it's in the cards that they will definitely expand the franchise as they have with Star Wars. You know, they'll introduce a new character to continue that world, but Harrison Ford is adamant, and I mean adamant, that he refuses to be recasted. He has said, when I die, Indiana Jones dies with me.
Well, he might say that, but in the end, not really up to him.
He doesn't own the character, no.
No, he does
but I
not.
feel like they should respect his wishes, considering how much revenue he has brought in to both Paramount and Lucasfilm and Disney, now over the years. I don't know who I would want to see recasted. When people say Chris Pratt, I'm like, I don't see that. Like, I really don't understand. I don't understand that decision. Chris Pratt I know he's moving into an action star role, but he's just not. He doesn't have the cynicism.
Sure.
And
he's a little too quippy.
Yeah, he doesn't have the ruggedness.
Yeah.
You know, that's
All
not
right.
a sense of humor.
So hear me out. Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, why haven't they thought of that yet?
No, I'm kidding.
Shia will not be returning for 5, though. That was like the first piece of news.
I'm done.
I'm out. I'm out. Where's Shia?
Well, moving on. One more little bit here, Sam. And this we talked about this actually just a couple weeks ago. We talked about it after Florian Zeller's The Father. We talked about his new movie, The Son. And we have casting news for that.
Oh boy.
We have Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
And Laura Dern playing divorced parents.
Sure.
To a teenage son. What are your thoughts on Laura Dern and Hugh Jackman?
How old is Laura Dern?
I'm just about to look that up.
I don't know. Are they okay? She's
54.
She's 54. Hugh Jackman is right around there.
He is 52.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that works. You know. I gotta know. Florian Zeller is French, no? I think he's French.
That's probably right.
Yeah. I'm curious as to I think are we doing like British accents? Are we doing American accents? What are we doing here?
Yeah, he is
probably
French.
American.
I
don't know.
Hugh is Hugh Jackman, he's Australian. Maybe
He's
it's
Australian. I think he holds a dual citizenship between Australia and the UK. So, yeah.
Well, we could be seeing British again. You know, maybe that's just his thing. He likes the Brits. We don't know.
Yeah, possibly.
But you know, this interests me. I think Laura Dern is a good actress when given proper material. I mean,
she's really made a
Oscar.
resurgence. Yeah, that's what I mean. Serious resurgence in the last couple of years.
And Hugh Jackman, I mean, he's great too. So,
well, he just has no talent. That's the problem.
Yeah, he's not even a good singer or actor or.
He's not multifaceted in any way.
No. But yeah, this will be interesting. I mean, if it's anything like The Father, it should be good, and if it's anything like The Father, it'll be horribly sad. So I guess I guess we're in for that.
Invariably, yeah. Well, we'll see where that project goes. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. That's that right there, Sam, is really all I had for industry news. Unless do you have anything else? We can kind of transition into what we've been watching recently.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we talk a lot of movies here.
We do.
On the show. So when you came up with this idea, I thought, I'm not gonna mention any movies in my what we're watching. So I have 3 TV shows, which is odd for me, but I have 3 TV shows. Sam, what do you have for us?
I have 3 extremely important movies that, for whatever reason, and it was funny because it was actually with 3 different people in the last week or so. I've been showing like people, really good movies when they ask me, hey, what's movies I should see and that I would enjoy. I'm like, oh, well,
Sam, you can't recommend The Hangover Part 3 times, okay?
I'm sorry. It's just too good. I'm like, this is cinema. This is peak cinema right here. No, so I have like 3 movies that are incredibly important both to me and to wider popular culture that I've rewatched with friends over the last week.
Nice. Well, I would say we just, you say a movie, I say a TV show, just kind of go back and forth like that.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
I'm watching 3 different TV shows at once. That's impressive.
I know. I have a great attention span. Let's just say that.
Oh, do you?
Yes. How about you start us off though?
Okay. Yeah. Well, here we go. Back down into Indiana Jones again. I watched Raiders of the Lost Ark last week sometime.
Yeah. Heard of that movie.
Yeah. Me and my friend have been doing this thing where we kind of switch off movie recommendations. And I'm like, you haven't seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, huh? And she goes, no. I'm like, well, we got to fix that. And, I'll watch Raiders, at least twice a year, sometimes more, sometimes less. I don't know. I've probably seen it 40 times or so. It never gets old. It's a perfect film. And whenever I watch it with someone, I have to watch myself because the entire time I will have like a ear-to-ear grin on my face, just plastered on my face, right? Like, and occasionally I'll I don't even know how to describe it, like flinch with excitement. Like when Indy does something badass, which is like every other minute, I'm just like, it's so cool. It's so awesome.
Is this the one where Harrison Ford is the president and Gary Oldman is the terrorist?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so.
It's that one. It's that.
Yeah, I've seen
it's that one.
Okay.
Oh, that one. Get off my plane. Oh, iconic.
Okay. Yep, we're on the same page then.
We're on the same page. But yeah, I could nerd out about Raiders of the Lost Ark for literally hours.
Yeah, Raiders is great. It's such a good reveal of Indiana Jones too at the beginning, kind of 2 minutes. Yeah, lots of great moments in there, and super rewatchable too. I mean, you said you've seen it probably 40 times, and it does not get old. So,
no, never.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
You don't feel a minute of the runtime either.
No. How long is it?
It's an hour or 115. So
a little less than 2 hours. Okay.
Like a little under 2 hours. You don't feel any of it because even though I know exactly what's coming, I'm just like every time I'm just like,
Spielberg is just so great. In his peak in the 80s and early 90s, there is nothing that dude could not do.
It's such a wide diversity of projects too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's doing everything from World War II to action adventure and family movies. So Spielberg might just be the GOAT, but that's a
He
different.
probably is. He probably is.
Yeah, Raiders is a great movie though. So what'd you give it? 3 stars?
Yeah, something like that. I
Okay,
mean,
nice.
what's his face? Paul Freeman's performance really drags it down. So,
Sure. Well, there you go. Number
Anyway,
1, Raiders.
moving into yours then.
So I have 3 TV shows, like I said. I'm trying to think which order I want to do it in. I think I'll go with how far along I am in each of them. So the first one I have seen before, but I'm rewatching the whole thing. I'm only on season 2 right now, and there are 31 seasons. Sam, can you guess what it is?
The Simpsons?
Yes.
Question mark.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God.
The longest running narrative scripted TV show of all time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so there's 30. There might be 32 now. I feel like there are.
There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of seasons. Let's just say that. And it was about 3 weeks, a month ago, probably by now. I thought, you know what? I have seen every episode of The Simpsons up until season 25, I want to say. And past that, I haven't seen a single episode.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to do it all. I've been kind of doing 1 or like 2 every 3 days. So I skip a day every once in a while, and then I do 1. I've been trying to do 1 a day, essentially, but I've missed a few. So
Okay.
it's been good so far. Season 1, I feel like is with every TV show. You kind of gotta trudge through it a little bit. I want to say Letterman once said that if the perfect way to make a TV show, especially a sitcom, would be film the first 10 or 12 episodes and just throw them in the dump, throw them in the garbage, and then start on episode 13. Because that's when it'll start, like it's developed its brand, the characters.
Yeah.
And so the first episode, a little bit of a trudge. You got to get through it. But I'm only in season 2 right now, but man, it's so good. And it's so funny and very satirical and relates, and it's so good. The voice work is awesome, and it only gets better. A lot of funny, awesome characters.
Who is the best character?
Who is my favorite character?
Sure.
My favorite character is one that is no longer on the series, actually.
Oh no.
It's Lionel Hutz. Lionel Hutz, the attorney at law, as he likes to refer to himself as, is my favorite character. Mostly because Phil Hartman, the voice. Phil Hartman is just such a genius and very tragic and gone way too soon.
Yeah, that's right.
Hutz is easily my favorite character. He's only in maybe, I want to say Hartman died in like season 8-ish, like 1997, 98 maybe.
Sure.
So he's only in maybe 30 episodes, but oh my gosh, it is the funniest character and awesome show. So watch The Simpsons, excuse me, at least the first, it seems weird for me to say, but at least the first 10 seasons, because they're incredible. It's a lot, I get it, but it's so good.
Yeah, it's I think being a sitcom writer is an extremely difficult task. Particularly one where you need to come up with a new situation. The definition of sitcom is situation comedy, so you don't necessarily have to watch the episodes in order. There's not like an overarching narrative.
No,
we might have talked about this before, but to come up with a new problem or a new
situation.
Gimmick. Yes, situation. Exactly. A new situation every episode. I mean, that's so difficult.
Yeah, and the really challenging part about The Simpsons is, you said it, but there is literally no overarching story. I mean, most sitcoms, Seinfeld or Friends or whatever, there's at least still some stories that start from season 1 and end at the end. Most of the time it's relationships, but there is none of that in The Simpsons. Like they have to, there are maybe a few that I can think of, literally like 3 stories that kind of start and end, and there's just not many. So it's really impressive that they're able to do that, and still after so many years still be able to stay on air. So obviously people still watch it. So
yeah, people are religious about it, you know. It's also such a bizarre concept. Like, can you imagine sitting in that pitch meeting when they started showing like the concepts for the artwork, you know, the yellow skin and all that? And people are sitting there like, what are you thinking?
What is going on?
What is this? What is this? They're like, well, it's going to satire, you know, everything in American culture, like literally everything. And it's just going to be
clever too.
Animated sitcom. And they're like, I'm sorry, this is for children? They're like, it's for everyone.
Not really. I don't know.
I don't know who it's for.
Yeah. You know, I've said this before, but there is no place that I would rather be than in the Simpsons writing room from the years like 1990 to 1998. Cause oh my gosh, it had to have been hilarious in there. And, you know, so many great writers have walked through those doors. Conan being a large one that a lot of people will know, but you know, a lot of SNL people have written for them. And yeah, Simpsons, such a great show. And you know, I think the easiest way you can tell people that it is one of the best shows of all time is just how many guest appearances they've had, because people want to be on that show. Like they want a cameo. I mean, there's so many actors and, you know, directors and that just are on it for 20 seconds and then they leave, and that's it. And my favorite, I guess a side recommend, my favorite cameo on that show is probably Christopher Walken. Just look up Christopher Walken, The Simpsons on YouTube, and it's a hilarious 25-second clip. So there you go.
Yeah, I think my favorite is Tom Waits was on an episode. I'm a big Tom Waits fan. He's a musician / actor, singer-songwriter, but he doesn't even play himself. Like he comes on to play a doomsday prepper, which if you know anything about Tom Waits is quite hilarious.
Right.
But it's the episode where Homer gets super into like doomsday prepping.
Yep. It's so, oh my gosh. Great show. Check it out. At least check some episodes out. See if you like it. Then commit yourself. But
sure.
Oh, awesome. Awesomeness. Sam, how many seasons do you think you have seen of The Simpsons? Not much at all or a lot?
I mean, I've seen a lot of episodes. I've just seen them like completely out of order.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
You know, I've never sat down and watched it straight through.
Okay.
It's always been TV, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's always on television.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah. And hey, with Disney acquiring Fox, they're all right on Disney Plus, so it's super convenient too.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, fair enough.
I
will. It seems important. It seems important that I should get into The Simpsons.
Yeah, well, you have to watch all 720 episodes, Sam.
I mean, I got nothing going on this week.
Right, exactly. It's an easy watch. You just sit down, you binge it, you're done. No, what is your second movie that you
my second movie that I watched this time with a friend who wanted to see like kind of a crime thriller or a heist film. I'm like, well, you haven't seen The Usual Suspects, so that's what we're doing.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Again, talk about not feeling a minute of this runtime. This movie is so well paced. At 106 minutes. I think we said before. I think we've said before, like an hour 45 is like the perfect length of a movie, personally, for me. An hour 45, perfect. An hour 46, fair enough. But we're looking at like so much packed in. Like The Usual Suspects has a plot that is so complex. It's the kind of thing that I could only dream of conceiving. And I don't think we'll get into the spoiler or the end, but I mean, the end is basically why you watch the movie.
Yeah.
But my God, just so many great performances, so much witty dialogue too, that I don't think people are appreciating.
It's great screenwriting.
Particularly in the interrogation scenes with Kevin Spacey, which is more or less like kind of the center of the movie, right? Is Kevin Spacey getting interrogated. His performance is just perfect. Like, I can't imagine anyone else in that role.
Yeah,
we've also
it's such a great
we've said
cast,
before we've said before, but like Spacey and all the things that have since come to light about him, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, you know what? It only adds to the characters that he's played. Whether it be in Seven, The Usual Suspects, Baby Driver, whatever. Like the allegations against him only add to his absolute, like, just the terror that he incites in me.
Yeah,
he's a terrifying person. Like,
he's a powerhouse. He's a powerhouse in this movie. And you know, again, while avoiding spoilers here, but how many people have done that the walk, you know, from a limp into a regular walk on just the sidewalk? How many people have done that? I probably have like a dozen times, like me just doing that. And people
it's so much fun.
Look at me and think I look ridiculous, but I'm just doing it. And
light a fake cigarette, get into the car.
Right. It's it's incredible. I'm gonna have to rewatch that one because I haven't seen it in, gosh, probably a few years. So that's a good one to go back on too.
Oh yeah. And what's that?
I'm assuming it holds up really well.
Oh my God, it's incredible. And during that final scene, which is just such a perfect ending, but during that final scene, my friend's roommate walks in and he starts talking, and I'm like, shut up. I'm like, sit down. Like, don't say anything. I was very passionate about that this weekend. But yeah, The Usual Suspects, it was in my top 10 for a long time. I love that movie so much.
Yeah, it's a goodie, that's for sure. It certainly is. So moving on, I have one more sitcom and one more kind of serious TV show. So I'll go serious now. So we'll break up the sitcoms. You know, I recommended a show called Twin Peaks a couple weeks ago.
Ooh.
And I'm watching the sequel series now.
Oh boy.
So there's Twin Peaks, the two original seasons from 1990-ish. Then there was a movie that came out in 97. Check that out too. And then we had just a few years ago, about 4 years ago, we had Twin Peaks: The Return, the third series. The third season, I should say. I've been texting a little bit with friend of the show, Jude, about the show. I'm sitting right at episode 8 right now out of 18, and loving it so far.
Wow.
Yeah, it was funny because Jude texted me, or I was texting with Jude, and he said, you know, episode 8, get there, and it's probably one of the best episodes of TV ever. And I said, all right. I watched episode 8 last night, and I thought to myself about halfway through, I'm like, man, I know why Jude likes this episode.
Yeah.
Great episode 8, great episode, but the whole series, the whole Twin Peaks franchise, whatever, is great. And season 3 has been awesome so far. It's a lot different than the original 2 seasons, the original series, but it's different, which I appreciate. I didn't want the same thing. Could have just done another season in the 90s if I wanted that. You know, I want something different. And this has provided that. It's been a lot different. I feel like it's David Lynch has really come into his own, and he's like, I'm just gonna make everything super weird. So try to stay with me.
Oh my God.
But it's been great so far. The cast is awesome. And yeah, man, I love Twin Peaks. So I obviously check out the original 2 seasons. But once you get through those, give The Return a watch, because it's I would not have said this, but it is weirder than the first one. Would not have thought I would have said that, but oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
This was a lot more expansive too.
Oh, okay. More expansive. That's interesting. I can't really say much because, Jude has been trying to get me to watch Twin Peaks for literally years.
You have to. It's on Netflix, Sam.
I know.
And I had to buy The Return, actually.
Yeah, that's right. You were telling me this.
I had to buy
not anywhere.
I would be happy to give it to you once you get there.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, all I've heard about it is it's just like it's unlike anything you will ever see in your life.
It's so good.
Like it is so singularly unique that it can't be replicated.
No.
And David Lynch generally cannot be replicated because he's David Lynch. Absolute madman.
Oh my gosh.
David
I
Lynch
watched Elephant Man the other day, and
oh God.
that movie's great too. So I'm gonna have to get more into Lynch for sure. So that should please Jude. And I'm sure I'll be a changed man after it. So
oh my God. Have you seen Mulholland Drive yet?
No. Gosh, this is funny, like tangential story, but I have for months gone to the Iowa State Library and tried to check it out, but someone has had it checked out for months. Every time I go there. I know
that person needs mental health.
I know.
counseling.
I don't know how many times but there's like 9,000 discs numbered 1 through 9,000. And Mulholland Drive, I have it memorized now, is 000414. And every time I'm at the library, I go to where I know exactly where it should be. It's just not there.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I've really been trying, but I can't find it. It's not on streaming either.
Ugh, that's so annoying. Yeah. That movie, if you watch that more than once, you might need help. I can't tell if it's the greatest film ever made or it's just awful, just trash. I can't tell.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Yeah, that's how it is with Lynch. You just don't know.
It's funny because Lynch reuses so many actors too.
Yeah, he cycles through.
I bet when he calls like Laura Dern and Naomi Watts and Kyle MacLachlan, they're like, all right, what weird thing are we making next?
We're just going along with the ride. Yeah, because when I was watching Mulholland Drive, I was like, man, Naomi Watts is awful in this movie. Like, she's so, there's no nuance to her character. She's just so idealistic and just ditzy, and she's just not fun to watch. And then the movie finishes and I'm like, wait, was she supposed to be acting like that? I don't know. And then Lynch swears that like her performance is like pristine and perfect, and I'm like, I don't know what to think.
Dude, David Lynch just seems like he just seems like everything has to be perfect. So if it's on the screen, it's intentional.
Have you seen his there's like a minute-long clip on YouTube of Lynch. It might be on the set of Twin Peaks: The Return. I'm not sure. But he's sitting behind the camera and someone's filming him as he's sitting behind another camera, and they're like on set and everything. And he's talking to like the cinematographer. And the cinematographer's like, yeah, but David, do you really want to hold the camera for that long? I mean, that's a long shot. And he just like flips out on this guy. He goes, what the hell do you care? Like, this is not like, why do you people care about long takes so much? Like, it's long. People are going to sit through it anyway. It's fine. Like, he just abuses this man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if he knows what he wants, and he's going to get what he wants. If Naomi Watts in Mulholland Drive is acting horribly, that's intentional. No, that's intentional.
He is such a madman. David Lynch. Oh man, I can't think about him for too long.
Oh gosh, yeah. He's in The Return too more. I mean, he's in the original series too, but he's in The Return quite a bit more, and his character is just so weird. It's so funny. But so there you go. There Twin Peaks: The Return. 18 episodes. So get to it, people.
Okay, yeah, that's manageable. I can do 18 episodes. I mean, I gotta sit through 2 seasons first. But
I have the disc right here, showing it to Sam right there.
Oh my God, look at that!
It is 17 hours and 10 minutes, the approximate runtime.
17 hours.
A lot of that, a whole disc is attributed to like bonus content, so I'm assuming it's a little bit less than that. But
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, we can do that. All right.
All right. Sam, what's your last thing you've seen recently?
Okay. Here's the thing. Don't laugh at me too much because this movie is incredibly niche. I mean, I'd be surprised if you've heard of this movie. It's called. I need to get the title right. It's a movie called The Godfather, I think.
Oh,
have you heard of this?
No. Yeah, I think I've heard of this. This is the Wes Anderson movie, right?
No, it's some guy named like Francis Ford Coca-Cola or something.
Must be a relative of Sophia because she's easily the more talented Coppola.
She could be. On the rocks.
Oh, you're talking Godfather Part 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Of course.
All right, I got you now.
Of course. The true magnum opus of the trilogy. But all joking aside, I don't want to go over anyone's heads here. Like we are being facetious. I watched The Godfather on Friday. I get a text from a good friend of mine, his roommate. I get a text from his roommate that night, who is usually out, doing other things on a Friday. I get a text from him and he says, hey, what are you doing right now? I'm like, absolutely nothing. He goes, want to watch The Godfather with me? And I'm like, yes. So I'm like, all right, well, it's not streaming anywhere. We are going to rent an HD version of The Godfather because this is worth it.
Where'd you rent from?
YouTube.
Okay.
I have the trilogy on DVD at home, which is an excellent purchase, but it's not with me down here.
Yeah, sure.
Unfortunately. But yeah, so we watched The Godfather. It was fantastic, as always. I felt like I was the only one who was really living it up, but I mean, he was taking it in, being a Godfather virgin. You just kind of have to absorb all of it. But
yeah.
Man, goosebumps the entire time. Just every scene is just incredible.
What did they think of it? Did they think it was a little boring, a little long?
Yeah, I caught him looking at his phone a few times. That's to be expected, I suppose. Especially something this long. I mean, it is just short of 3 hours.
Right.
But when you know that going in, I found this true for even seeing The Irishman the first time, back in like November 2019. We all know how you feel about The Irishman. But when I knew going in it was 3.5 hours, it's like, okay. And then it doesn't bother you. When you're going in knowing you're about to watch The Godfather and knowing the time commitment, you don't feel the time. You're just like, I can just kind of mentally stroll through this and just enjoy it, so I mean, it was phenomenal. Yeah, as always.
It's funny you mentioned the time thing, and over quarantine, kind of back in March when it all started, I finally was like, okay, I gotta watch a lot of, like, since I have infinite time, it's like I'm watching all these really old, like, but you got to get to, if you're a cinephile, like Ben-Hur, Gone with the Wind, Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh God, yeah.
I watched those all within like a week span or something like that.
Oh boy.
And they're all like 4 hours, but if you just know that going in, you prepare yourself a little bit, it's fine.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I know what you're saying there.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard, it's difficult, but when you're watching something like that, that's worth it. Like The Godfather, you can't be bothered.
Yeah. Great
it just is what it is.
I should probably rewatch that one sometime soon as well.
Right.
I think.
Did you know that director Sofia Coppola makes an appearance in The Godfather? She is a credited actress.
Where is she?
She plays.
Is it the same character?
No, it is not, unfortunately.
Oh, that wouldn't.
She plays.
That wouldn't.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense. She plays a boy. She plays Michael Francis Rizzi. So she plays Connie, played by Talia Shire. She plays her baby, who gets baptized during that incredible scene. One of the greatest scenes in movie history. The baptism scene.
Right.
I should call it a montage, a juxtaposition, perhaps. Absolutely. Just chilling. So good. So good. Pure cinema. But yeah, The Godfather, again, we could talk about for hours. I know you prefer part 2.
Yeah, I'm a part 2 guy. I love 1. Don't get me wrong. I think 1 is great.
Yeah.
I think 2 is slightly better. I remember I rewatched that one over. I want to say over winter break last year, actually. So I've seen that one more recently, actually. Yeah, I like a lot of the. I think the main reason I like that one a little bit better is I like a lot of the flashback scenes with Vito a lot.
Yeah.
With Robert De Niro as Vito. So I think that's the main reason. It's not. Yeah, that is the reason. It's nothing to do with 1. It's mostly to do with 2. Is why I like 2 better. If that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
And then 3 is my favorite though. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, that is the best. I mean, is it even argued? We just got the new recut. Like we talked about this on the show a few months ago. The Godfather Coda, the death of Michael Corleone, which I'd say that's a spoiler, but it's right in the title. Coppola. Good job with that.
Sam, it's funny because I remember I want to say I watched number 3 over the summer or something for the first time. Like I had seen 1 and 2 and just hadn't gotten around to 3. And I want to say I texted you about an hour into the movie and I was like, this is good. I don't like about an hour in. I'm thinking like, this probably isn't as good as 1 and 2, but I'm like, this is still really good.
Yeah.
And then, oh my gosh, that movie falls apart in the second half of it.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I think I'm with you. I think I enjoyed for even more than half of the runtime. I thought it was quite good. Like it was at least engaging. Like it wasn't up to the standard of its predecessors, but
how could it be? To be fair,
how could it be? But I'm like, this is a perfectly workable and acceptable mob movie as of now. And then it just, I don't know what happened. Maybe we need to see the new cut.
I won't.
Maybe we need to see that.
I won't do it.
Maybe it needs to happen. Who knows? All right. But yeah, I'm done nerding out about The Godfather. How about you?
Great movie. I know I've talked about my final one, but I'm rounding the corner on a little show called The Office. I'm working my way through it. I'm on season 9. I'm on the final season.
How late to the party are you? Oh my God.
About 12 years, actually. So.
Approximately 12 years.
I have to imagine this would be, I hear a lot of people say this would be good on a rewatch too. So I think it still applies to everyone out there. Now The Office. So I have a hot take though. So I have an interesting take about it.
Okay. Yes.
The Office is really funny. It's a good show, mostly held together by its character dynamics. There are quite a few funny aspects about it though as well.
Yeah.
Some cringe humor. So if you're not, a lot of cringe humor. If you're not a fan of that, probably not the show for you. There's some episodes that I can't do.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's funny. It's great. Held together by its character dynamics. But so my take is that I've always heard that, just stop watching once Michael leaves.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to say it's better since he left, since Steve Carell left the show.
I mean, that would be blasphemous.
But I do
go on.
I do not think it is worse. Interestingly enough,
Mm,
I'd put season. I think he leaves in 7. I don't even know now.
I think he leaves towards the end of 7. Yeah.
Okay, so I put the last part because he doesn't leave the last episode of season 7. It's like 2/3 of the way through, but I put the last third of season 7, season 8, and season 9. I'm only about a fifth of the way through season 9, but I'd still put every one of those episodes on the same level as when Michael Scott is there, which is
Wow.
I did not expect. I don't know why. I can't really place it yet, but I still think it's as good as it was. So there's my thought, which I know is a hot take.
That is definitely a hot take. And let me tell you. All right. And here's always been, I think this has always been my opinion. I think that it's not to say like, oh, it's a worse show after Michael left. I think that's a bad way to look at it, because it's not like the show got worse. It just became a new show.
It's a little different, right? Yeah.
It's just a completely different, like, you took away the center of the entire show. So once you take Michael Scott out, then it's a whole new, the characters need to interact in an entirely new way.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's necessarily that the show got worse. It just transitioned into something else.
I think I just placed it, and I said it before. I really like the character interactions. I like the characters.
Yeah.
When Michael Scott is there, the show relies so much on Steve Carell just being funny, which he is.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Steve Carell is a great actor.
Yeah.
It relies so much on that. And it's almost like we didn't quite get to see what everyone else was capable of, to me. Once he leaves, once Steve Carell leaves the show, I just thought of this. Maybe this is why I think it's still as good. Is that I think we get to see more of those characters that I like, and I like their interactions, and their dynamics and the relationships that they have. So I think that's probably it. We get more fleshing out of other people too, instead of just Michael Scott.
Sure. That's fair.
And like you said, yeah, it's a little different, which is fine. So
who is the best character on The Office?
Oh man. I'll give a few of my favorites. I mean, everyone says it, but I like Jem.
Not a fan.
Really? No, okay, you're kidding. All right.
I don't think he's that entertaining. I mean, he's necessary, but he just doesn't. He's not funny, All
right. Obviously Michael Scott is funny, clearly. I like Daryl a lot, but who I've come around to a lot, and my sister's favorite character actually is Creed.
I was gonna say Creed.
Okay,
Creed's my man.
All right, that dude is so funny. And look up just my favorite cold open is Creed as manager.
Oh, business.
Go look up that cold open on YouTube, and it's awesome. And oh my gosh, it's he's great. So there. The
Taliban are the worst. Great heroin though.
I just saw that episode. Oh my god. When he walks to the office on one of the Halloween episodes, and he's got blood all over his shirt, and he just goes,
"Oh my god!
Thank goodness it's Halloween."
That is really good timing. Yeah, is the story of how he got on the show actually is quite funny in and of itself, because Creed Bratton, his real name is Creed Bratton.
Yeah,
like he plays a fictionalized version of himself, which is so funny. But basically, what happened is he like invited himself to audition because he knew someone who was in casting for NBC, and he's like, "Hey, I need money. Can I be a part of a show?" And they're like, "Well, we're making like an office sitcom, so I guess you could like be an extra and just sit in the background if you want. And he goes, okay. So he started the show by just sitting in the background at a computer playing solitaire for like 8 hours.
Yeah, right.
And they just worked him in very slowly.
He's great. Creed is so funny. But yeah, so those are our kind of what we've been watching recently. Sam, your 3 movies. You want to just quick say them all again to remind people?
Raiders of the Lost Ark, Usual Suspects, and The Godfather, if you've ever heard of that.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard of any of those, so I'll check them all out. And my 3 shows were The Simpsons, Twin Peaks, just in general, and The Office. So check all of those out. And Sam, I guess this brings us to our big unveiling, our big announcement.
It's happening. Do you want to say it? You should say it.
Okay, I'll say it. Fine.
You deserve it. You deserve it. All right.
So it's funny because I've been wanting to do what been wanting to do this for a little while, and when I texted you, it seemed like you kind of had the same thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Is that we wanted some sort of way for longer form writing, and what's the best way to do longer form writing than a blog? So Those Film Nerds has a blog / website kind of. We're still kind of cranking out the fine tuning of it all, but we're really excited for it. I have a lot of ideas in mind for blog writings. I know, Sam, you're thinking about them too. And yeah, we're super excited about this. Sam, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, it'll be a good time. We've always, we started the podcast as a means of just recording something and publishing something that we were going to do anyway, which was talk about movies to each other.
Right.
So we figured we might as well just publicize it. And so I guess writing will be a good way for us to write our thoughts or kind of communicate our thoughts more cohesively. Not that, having a long form conversation about any given film is detrimental, but I mean, to be able to have both of us really sit down with our own thoughts about a movie and really write out something or even write analysis about how movies connect, different actors, directors, writers. There's a lot we can do with it, and we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, these blog writings will consist of a lot of different things. I foresee myself doing a lot of different, analysis, like talking about it or writing about a specific director, and maybe ranking some of his or her films that I love, or we could even do more long form analysis of or writing of one specific movie, or rankings of certain things, or really anything.
Yeah,
I know. I have my first blog post all typed up. I'm looking at a Word document right now with all of it. And my first one is about this year's Oscars. I kind of have I have every category typed out and my predictions for each one of them, and then kind of just a little paragraph for each one of them, each category, or mostly categories, I should say, about
most of them. Yeah.
About each award and how I think it's going to go, or and then just a short kind of blurb about the movie or the performance or the work itself, whatever. So that should be, as we're recording this on the 19th of April, 2021, that should be posted, that my blog post sometime soon. I'm still trying to figure out the website, actually.
We're working on that.
But that should be posted, I would assume, unless you're listening to this literally as soon as this podcast episode was posted, that should be posted, I'm assuming, my blog post. And Sam, did you say you had a first post in mind as well?
Yes, I want to reflect on how we ended up with 3 of the greatest actors of their respective generations, all nominated for an Academy Award this year, and that would be Anthony Hopkins, Gary Oldman, and Chadwick Boseman. And how did we end up with this? 82-year-old Anthony Hopkins, mid 60s Gary Oldman, and 44-year-old Chadwick Boseman. I mean, it's kind of incredible. Right. So yes, I want to talk about that kind of extensively.
Good. I'm excited to read it, so.
Yes. I hope you all listening are excited to read our stuff. And if not, well,
oh well,
I don't know.
Post it anyway, so
it helps us sleep at night. I don't know.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, we're really excited about this. We're using Weebly for anyone who's not familiar. I figured for the time being, we'll just go through kind of a third-party source. But if we enjoy doing this enough, and we we continue to do it down the line, we'll get our own website eventually. For now, it's just titled thosefilmnerds.weebly.com. It'll bring you right to the website. There's a couple different tabs, just a home tab. Not really sure what to do with that yet. Maybe Sam and I will think of something for it.
Yeah.
I did include all of our podcast episodes, so they're all linked right there as well. So it's kind of a convenient spot for everything to be. And then just kind of a who we are blurb. But that's really it. And then we'll get, blog posts will be spread in there consistently. So Sam, I want to ask you something. I didn't really talk about this, but so how often would you foresee yourself writing something for the blog?
Oh my God, that's a lot of.
You don't got to answer if you don't have an answer.
There's a lot. I'm gonna try to put out something twice a month, probably.
I was thinking about once every 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Especially for the long form kind of writing that we're going after.
Yeah.
It's a commitment, but I mean, we'd be doing it anyway. Like I said.
That's what I was thinking is I wanted to write a little bit more, and I was like, what better way to do it than, every one of my writings can be in one specific spot, both of ours, I should say. Right. It gives me an outlet as well. So it's not just me writing it, at least maybe one person will read it. And if one person reads it, that's all that matters. Yeah. So we're really excited about this. Should be super cool. So, and I assume, Sam, we'll have guest writers too.
At some point. That'd be a lot of fun.
So yeah, man, this is really exciting for us. So
I'm sure Jude will be on board.
Yeah. I would love a writing from Jude.
And you know what? Anyone listening who is a semi-decent writer, email us your stuff. Yeah.
Movie related, but yeah. Or TV or whatever.
Movie related, yeah. Send us your research paper on
right, or a cooking book.
A cooking book, sure. Yeah. We'll make it fit.
Right. Yeah, but man, super excited about that. But Sam, until next week when we're gonna be talking to Oscars. Oh my gosh, it's finally here. So check out my blog post before that to see my final predictions. Sam, any last second thoughts about the Oscars going into it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
I'm slightly having my doubts about Chadwick Boseman though. There are
no way.
Hopkins is surging right now. I still think Boseman will win, but it's a closer race than I would have thought at the beginning of the year. That's for sure.
Hopkins is back home in Wales now. He's not even going to be there.
Well, okay, that's true.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But neither is Chadwick. So
true. He's not there either.
That was a bit of a dark joke, but it's true.
But yeah, we're excited. Well, I would imagine that's Sunday night. I imagine we'll get our episode out probably Monday afternoon or so. So
definitely.
Look forward to that. That should be fun. And then we're looking forward to the next Oscar season already. So
yeah,
my prediction, Indiana Jones 5 for Best Picture.
Of course. If
But
not
Sam-
this year, the next year.
Right. So where can I find you on Letterboxd?
If you're looking for me on the Letterboxd, you can find me at sjdierberger, letterboxd.com/sjdierberger. Where can I find you, Will?
You can find me at Will Spalding on Letterboxd, and you can find us at anchor.fm/thosefilmnerds, and you can find us at thosefilmnerds.weebly.com. I got to add in that one now, Sam. It's a whole other thing to memorize.
Yes.
You can also find us at thosefilmnerds on Instagram and thosefilmnerds@gmail.com. Email anything in related to the show, or what do you think about the blog, or what you want to see on the blog as well. So
Yes, we need ideas.
until next time, Sam,
Keep watching movies, everyone. Have a great week.
thank you.